Hey guys, welcome to this recap of New Zealand's biggest gap year where Robin and I a couple of years ago did 365 days of 365 activities in New Zealand, and it's day 15 that we're about to show you where we went to Hobbiton, probably one of the biggest sort of activities for Lord of the Rings nerds to do in New Zealand, so we had an absolute blast and we're going to go through a few questions about the tour at the end of this video, so stick around. See you later.
Today we are crossing Middle Earth from Aotearoa to Hobbiton in Matamata.
During the drive to Matamata, we were pumping ourselves up. We listened to the soundtrack of The Lord of the Rings, blasting as loud as we could. We were singing, we were yelling, we were doing the roar of the orcs. I have been dreaming about this Hobbiton stuff for a long time. I'm extremely excited about this Hobbiton stuff. I am hungry. I will eat until I can't walk anymore. This is going to be awesome. So the tour starts by a nice little drive by bus to the Hobbiton movie set, and we pass through a lot of rolling hills and sheep grazing and all of those beautiful things with the sun starting to set. And then we start walking toward Hobbiton. Now the crowd of tourists start walking into this very small channel, and then this is when Hobbiton just unveils and you start seeing the whole Shire just right in front of your eyes. It's just mesmerizing. It's really, really gorgeous.
We have two tour guides taking us around the Hobbiton movie set this evening. We have Cass, standard name, but then we have Samwise Gamgee, who is also taking us around Hobbiton. Well, his name's Sam, but that's the perfect name for such an event. You know all the hobbit holes. We see Bag End, where Frodo and Bilbo like to hang out. And there's Samwise Gamgee's hobbit hole as well. It's all there. We were even knocking on a few doors to see if any of the hobbits were in, but no one was in.
I've got my hobbit on.
There's no way you can take a bad picture of Hobbiton. The sun always looks amazing on it, the hills always look gorgeous. I don't know how that works, but it always looks good. In the morning, in the evening, anytime it looks gorgeous.
A good tip though, for if you are doing a tour with Hobbiton, you don't need to rush to get to the front, because the tour guide actually spoke, really clearly. We could hear everything she was saying and still get all the stories of Hobbiton and all the behind the scenes. Just wait behind, wait for everyone to move out the way, and then take your pictures of the Hobbit hole.
What are you doing, Laura?
I'm just seeing if Pippin is in.
Slowly the sun is setting and the colours are changing across Hobbiton. The lights are starting to glisten in the background, and across the lake you can see the green dragon with the lanterns glistening and reflecting off the lake and bringing a tear to our eyes.
And we're not going just to Hobbiton, right? We are going for a feast. We are going to dine like kings, or more probably like hobbits. And then we arrive at the Green Dragon. We're getting inside the bar and ordering our lovely drink.
Another good thing about the Hobbiton food experience is they have their own specially brewed beers and ciders and non-alcoholic ginger beer. So we go and sit by the fire and talk about our travels and the journey, the unexpected journey to come.
And as Sam, our lovely guide, calls us and gathers us in front of the curtains for a grand reveal. And bam, they open the thick curtains and unveiling the whole dining room. And there's so much food on the table, right? There are some mushrooms, there are some potatoes, there are some vegetables, there is some roasted chicken, there is some beef stew, there is some roasted pork, there are some stuffed pumpkins, there is some marinated onions or whatever, beef, meatballs, there were some beans, there were some capsicums, there were some garlic, there were a bit of everything.
Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in the stew.
At Hobbiton, first servings are a must, second servings are compulsory, third servings are mandatory, fourth servings are not advised, but some people just have them anyway. It was pretty amazing, like the amount of food that there was there, and all day Robin has been saying, I'm gonna stuff myself so much tonight. I'm gonna have every course I can get. I'm gonna eat so much until I'm sick. Well, guess what? Robin does exactly that. He keeps, there's no stopping him. He's just eating everything he can get, and there's so much food, it could feed, you know, an army of orcs, but he succeeds to eat as much as he can until he looks like a mountain troll. Yeah, I think Robin eats an entire pavlova to himself. And then later on in the evening, he starts to like hiccup and burp and make strange noises beside me. All in all, he was pretty ill that night because he ate far too much.
I cannot move.
After feeding ourselves way too much, we are all given a lantern, well, one lantern between two. We have to buddy up with a lantern buddy.
Now the walk through Hobbiton at night is really like magical. It's like a fairy tale, you know. You go through the whole village, which is well lit, and there is the reflection of all those night lights over the lake.
We all gather round, we put our lanterns in a circle so they're all facing Sam, who is our tour guide, not Samwise Gamgee, unfortunately. And he tells us some stories, behind the scenes stories of how they made this party tree scene and how they got all the friends and family of the crew to like have a massive party. Literally, the scene was a massive party, and in real life it was a massive party.
Go to Hobbiton. All I want to do is see our little hobbitses and eat with the hobbitses. But no, I have to be here with this. He's nothing but a troll.
Little hobbits will make a good meal for me tonight.
So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know that we were very, very enthusiastic about going to Hobbiton, being absolute Lord of the Rings nerds that we are. We did get a question about this tour from Jenny saying, I'm wondering, would you say by doing the banquet tour you still had ample time to see the place in the daylight? I have never been and I'm tossing up between a standard daytime tour and an evening banquet tour. Okay, so the really cool thing about the banquet tour is that you basically get to do the exact same daylight tour that you would do on a standard Hobbiton tour, and you basically get to do the last one of those daylight tours of the day, which, you know, the light is still really good to take photos. I would even argue that the light's better for taking photos because it's as the sun is going down, so you kind of can get some really awesome sunset photos over Hobbiton if you time it just right. But yeah, basically that sort of section at the beginning of the video that you saw when we're going around Hobbiton in the daylight, it's pretty much the exact same tour as the normal daylight tour. But then you get obviously the bonus of having the banquet at the in the evening as the sun is going down, and then you actually get to go around Hobbiton at night as well. So it's more of a more complete Hobbiton package rather than just doing the daylight tour. So yeah, if you were considering doing the if you were considering doing the banquet tour but were scared that you weren't actually going to see that much, then you don't really need to worry about that. You're still going to get to see Hobbiton in both day and night. Alright, I hope you found this video useful. If you do have any questions of your own, you can put them in the comments below. We do answer all the questions that we receive. But otherwise, you can join us on our live Q&A session, which we do every single Sunday at 8 a.m. New Zealand time here on YouTube, where you can come along onto the live chat and ask your questions and we can answer them straight back for you. It's too easy. Otherwise, you can head to nzpocketguide.com where we have thousands of articles which you're bound to find your answers to your questions on there. Alright, so that is the end of this video though. Join us for day 16.